It's Tuesday, March 5. Let's tell you what's making the news. The Ministry of Social Protection, the United Nations Women, and CARICOM, through the Beijing Platform for Action, are working together to promote gender equality and to eliminate gender discrimination. This concept was further advanced today as the Regional Gender and Equality Strategy and Beijing 25 Summit officially opened at the Hermanston Lodge.
The two-day Regional Gender and Equality Strategy and Beijing 25 Summit commenced on Tuesday morning. Minister of Social Protection Amna Ali said Guyana has made significant progress since the adoption of the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action in 1995. She highlighted that the conference will enhance the review process by examining the achievements Guyana has made in gender equality and the empowerment of women and its contribution towards the realization of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development through a gender perspective.
It is important for me to mention that in strengthening the national machinery, government has developed a national gender and social inclusion policy. The National Gender and Social Inclusion Policy is expected to be implemented during the second quarter of 2019.
The Gender and Social Inclusion Policy aims to mainstream gender issues into all sectors in order to eliminate all negative economic, social, and cultural practices that impedes equality and equity. Deputy Representative, UN Women Multicultural Office, Tony Broadhurst said the Beijing Declaration is committed to ensure that the world's women and girls reach their full potential.
We're here to move from data to inform action. The Beijing Platform for Action and the Declaration was a promise, and now we have to make sure that that promise is proven.
Day 2 of the conference will work on strategic implementation to curb all types of discrimination against women in Guyana. Reporting for InfoHub, I'm Ayana George.
Local miners, international mining companies, businesses, investors, prospectors, and government officials converged recently at the Metro Toronto Convention Centre in Toronto, Canada, for the annual Prospectors and Developers Association of Canada convention. Mining companies in Guyana were showcased at a special event called Guyana Mining Day, Guyana in Focus. Minister of Finance Winston Jordan, who delivered the feature address to a packed room that included analysts, mining executives, and geologists, said there is an urgent need for governments to devise a strategy for mining that includes consideration for the environment and cultures that are affected by mining activities. He further told the gathering that oil production is on target for the first quarter of 2020, but it could be advanced to the last quarter of this year. Minister Jordan said while the focus is on oil, much work is being done to make all of Guyana's productive sectors remain competitive, and therefore retooling and reforming of the mining sector is critical. More on this story can be found on our website. The Women and Gender Equality Commission today presented the Speaker of the National Assembly, Dr. Barton Scotland, with a report which includes several recommendations, including paternity leave for men. The report is also aligned with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal number 5.
The report, titled Achieve Gender Equality and Empower All Women and Girls, made 28 recommendations towards removing the gender biases that currently exist in Guyana's laws. Chairperson of the Commission, Indra Chandapal, said reforms are necessary to ensure that there is no discrimination against women.
Introduce paternity law, paternity leave in law, and to include paternity leave in contracts of employment. These are pretty new, groundbreaking, but we believe there must be, you need to start some way, and hopefully that if you can engage people and get people to start having the discussion, we're hoping ultimately this can become a reality.
Chandapal said other issues addressed in the report include producing a harmonized code of law on women's rights.
This should be one book that contains all laws protecting women, but set out as a code, not separate laws. And the code should be harmonized with international law obligations and with other national laws to ensure that there are no gaps in the protection afforded to women.
Speaker of the National Assembly, Dr. Barton Scotland, endorsed the report and emphasized the need for work to be done to educate the public about its content.
We are not separate, women, men, but we are a country of people, and the strength of one enhances the strength of the other, and together we can build. So that today, I'm very pleased with this. I believe it's not going to be the only one.
The report was prepared by international legal consultant Melinda Janke as a follow-up to information gathered from the Access to Justice program. In compiling the report, the Commission visited all 10 administrative regions and gave women a chance to voice their challenges. Reporting for InfoHub, Alexis Rodney.
The township of Lethem in the Upper Takatu, Upper Essequibo region has been pushing the concept of community consultation, a move it believes will further advance development.
Lethem is one of the 4 hinterland communities that were given township status by President David Granger. Minister of Communities Ronald Bulkan has always compared these new towns to toddlers at the very early stages of their lives. Lethem's town clerk Keisha Vincent, in a recent interview with InfoHub, said the City Council understands the importance of consultation to aid the development of the townships. Much of these have been ongoing with residents. These conversations have been seeing much progress.
The concept of local democratic organs, especially municipalities, is to have the township or the communities managed by their local leaders. And with the government pushing towards this decentralization of power, a good revenue base and a reliable revenue base for the council will definitely be a step forward into this.
The second municipal council continues to build on the work of the first, which came to an end after the last local government elections. According to the town clerk, consultations are currently ongoing in the 5 constituencies of the council for the identification and notification of the 2019 work program. With Lethem being a new town, its revenue base is still small, especially since it does not yet collect rates and taxes. However, the work program is moving apace.
We have fees that comes in for basic stuff like compliances, building applications, and so on. We have what they call the sand and gravel extraction that persons usually pay royalties to the council. Among that, we have a bus service, which is an economic project of the council that is another major revenue base for the council. Basically, we offer a bus service to the residents. For the school children, it is not for public transportation. It's basically, the target is the school kids. And the fees are $1,000 a month, a week, $1,000 a week, $100 per trip, basically to the kids. And this is, we were told, has been very beneficial to the pockets of the parents.
The council's budget for 2019 stands at $140 million. However, the town clerk reminded that the funds are acquired only through revenues. The township is also receiving support from central government through the Ministry of Communities. Work programs through this collaboration include the construction of a new town hall, the establishment of car parks, and construction and rehabilitation of internal roads. Reporting for InfoHub, Alexis Rodney.
Still to come, Public Health Ministry says reports of adverse effects to DPT vaccine are false, and the second of 3 roundabouts to be completed in April. The details of these and more when we return.
The future of Guyana has never looked better. Our nation is on the cusp of a development program like never seen before. While Guyana is now emerging as an energy giant through the discovery of massive reserves of oil and natural gas, it is your government's intention that the huge benefits emerging from this will go where it matters most, to you, the people of this beloved country. There is a surge of confidence in the way Guyana is governed once again, and the level of investor interest is unprecedented. Guyana is poised to become the breadbasket of the region, and the pace at which this nation will grow through prudent fiscal management will be nothing short of impressive. But more than anything else will be the way every Guyanese, regardless of color, class, or creed, becomes a part of this historic period of national transformation, sharing in the wealth and well-being of it all as one Guyana.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Public Health, following investigations, has concluded that reports of adverse effects to the DPT vaccine at the Lucaber Primary School, West Kanji, are false.
Since the vaccine was administered, New Amsterdam Hospital records show that only one child, aged 6, was treated for side effects of the vaccine and sent away. Mother of that child, Cassandra Arthur, out of frustration had vented her dissatisfaction with her child receiving the vaccine. The mother, after meeting with officials from the Ministry of Public Health, agreed that her son simply had a bad side effect to the vaccine. She has conceded that she has since been educated on the facts surrounding the administering of the vaccine.
Receiving vaccines are the problem, but receiving a vaccine does get after effect towards my children. I ain't too sure if it's a vaccine, but I believe it caused the bory and swelling because my kids them don't really take vaccine like that.
Chief Medical Officer Dr. Shamdeo Prasad and Maternal and Child Health Officer Acting Dr. Onika Scott immediately launched an investigation by meeting with the mother along with the midwife of the Sandvoort Health Center and the head teacher of the school.
Contrary to the report that this was a routine vaccine that's usually given to children in that age group as the 6th dose of the DPT, and it's not associated. I think that's a point we need to emphasize. It's not associated with the current campaign to deliver HPV vaccines to both boys and girls in schools across Guyana.
I think there was some amount of miscommunication. I'm not sure if it could have been avoided with the proper information being told to the mother. But whenever these things do happen, and from time to time, although we don't want them to happen, someone may not receive the information in time, or they may not receive a brochure that educates them or tells them that today's vaccination day the nurses are going to the school. Then we try to see how best we can correct that.
This, she said, indicates that there should be more awareness sessions prior to the administration of vaccines in schools. Since 2015, Region 6 East Berbice Quarantine has been among the regions celebrated for a robust vaccination program. As of 2018, vaccination coverage in the region was recorded at 94%. For InfoHub, Delicia Haynes.
The second of 3 roundabouts will be completed by April. The Department of Public Information today accompanied Senior Engineer Sherrod Parkinson on a visit to the site at Tamari, where he provided an update. The Ministry of Public Infrastructure is rapidly advancing the completion of the second of 3 roundabout projects to be executed by the government. Senior Engineer Sherrod Parkinson told InfoHub the project is in its final stages.
We are roughly 90% complete. These were works that were started since in 2017, but due to some major delays with the relocation of GT&T and some guywire fittings, some guywire pipe works, the project is now being completed by Geico Contracting.
Parkinson also referenced some safety features to be put in place.
Signage is also part of the project. The contractor will be installing those shortly.
The engineer said a new exit road will be constructed, which he assured will not affect the flow of traffic.
Where we're standing right now is going to be the new exit road from the airport. All right? So this is a separate contract that is being carried out by Puran Brothers, and this is roughly 50% complete. So at the end of this project, linking the roundabout to the exit road, this will be the new way to leave the airport. So it will all be seamless flow of traffic.
Commuters can expect a smoother flow of traffic, proper signage, and proper lighting. With the first roundabout at Kitty already operational, the Tamari roundabout is the second in Region 4 and is expected to be completed in April. The third roundabout to be constructed will be at Sheriff and David Streets Railway Embankment. 2 young Indigenous women of Aishalton in the deep south Rupununi are turning their cooking skills into a successful business.
Carmen Ritchie and Sunita Ernest of Aishalton Village Region 9 were part of the first batch of hinterland youths who received training under the HASTE program. Pooling the $50,000 they received after the one-year course and the money they saved from the monthly stipends, the young ladies established a small shop opposite the village airport. They provide daily menus of mouth-watering snacks such as mithais, cakes, donuts, and popcorn. On special occasions, they also have traditional dishes such as cassava bread, pepper pot, farine, roast wild meat, as well as beverages. Richie said her ultimate goal is to become a successful business person, earning her own money. The HAZE initiative provided the foundation for her to pursue her dreams.
I am part of the HAZE program and I am very happy to be there. It broadens my understanding to run a business and to manage it.
Sunita Ernest also spoke of how the project would have impacted her life. She said, despite many challenges, business is doing well.
The training was so productive. I learned a lot from our facilitators, and I would like to thank the government for that initiative. The response from the villagers are very good, I would say, because if I don't open like for a day, they would miss me and say, why didn't you open?
This year, the sum of $176 million was allocated for monitoring and mentorship, along with additional monetary support to 200 thriving HAZE businesses. Once they qualify, the women will receive $50,000 each to expand their business.
We have the snacket there, and we want to extend it to a craft shop. Our snacket is not fully equipped there, but we make snacks at home and we bring to sell there.
The APNU LC coalition government over the past 3 years has invested more than $2 billion in hinterland youth empowerment, which has resulted in the establishment of over 2,000 successful businesses across the 10 administrative regions. Seneca Thorne, InfoHub.
That's all for this evening. Connect with us on WhatsApp, like and subscribe to our Facebook page for notifications, and subscribe to our website for more stories. You can also follow us on Instagram for updates. Your bridge and weather reports are up next. Goodbye.